Do you ever see this while you're waiting at the traffic lights? Or maybe this while you're waiting at the traffic lights? Do you know what they're doing? It's irrelevant what they're doing. Let's talk about lane assist. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Richard if you don't know. I always talk about controversial subjects and give a different opinion on my thoughts, etc, etc. Let's go for a little spin in this Dacia Spring which has lane assist. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you ever so much. If you do enjoy this video, please do give it a like. Lane assist, currently active, and I'm on the road between Eccleshall. I'm at Eccleshall at the moment, and I'm going towards a place called Loggerheads in Staffordshire in the UK. So, lane assist. Let me just turn the aircon on a bit. Lane assist. Lane assist actually inputs direction on your steering wheel. One of the commenters of a previous Dacia Spring video, of which there are a number of, so do go and have a look of the videos in the past. One of the viewers said, why don't you do a review regarding lane assist? And I thought that would be a good idea. So what actually happens in lane assist, when you're driving normally, you don't get any feeling from the steering or anything like that, but if you slightly swerve towards the white line, which I am, I can now feel some input from the steering wheel to my hands as it's trying to correct me back into the lane that I should be. Yes, this also works towards the curb. Yep, so it's not just about the white line, it's actually trying to steer me into the lane from both the white line and the curb of the road, which is really interesting. It's steering me now from the left, from the curb, because it doesn't want me to go and hit the curb. It is a strange feeling if you're not used to it, and the beauty about it is using this button here, I can turn it all off. It's steering me now. I can turn it all off. So as I go around this corner, yeah, it's steering into the corner. I think, and I did a big test on this yesterday, I think if I went slow enough, this car would virtually drive itself up this road. I'm not suggesting that you try it. I'm not suggesting that. So, there was a requirement through NCAP and all that good stuff that lane assist would be a good thing. So the car steers itself into the lane. Which sounds interesting because as you move around the lane, certainly on these country roads, it's constantly inputting pressure to the steering wheel, which is maintaining my focus because I'm not fighting it, but I'm working against it to try and keep straight. When we're on the small country lanes, it just doesn't do anything because it can't see a white line or anything like that. Now, at some point through the journey and introduction of lane assist, then of which from a safety perspective, it's classed as a safety item, which means that the vehicle insurance is less than what it would have been had it not had lane assist. Let's just get in front of this cyclist. Here we go. Fortunately, the car recognised that cyclist, I assume, because it didn't put any lane assist into the steering wheel as I went onto the other side of the road. Yep, I can feel it now. It's trying to push me into the middle of the lane. So, At some point through the journey of lane assist, and it being in many cars of today, someone came up with the idea that there's a need for this. And looking through some documentation, I'll put some screenshots up for you. It's about people not focusing on their driving. That's why lane assist is there. So you don't veer off into the other lane. Ironically, it didn't see the white line then. And it didn't put any input in to the steering wheel. So through people's distraction whilst driving and not concentrating on which lane they are in, oh, ironically, it's steering me now for some reason. Whilst not concentrating on which lane they are in or what speed they are performing, you get all these warnings and input from the steering wheel. Now, let me take a left here. Let me take a left. Let's get off the main road. Here we go. Now, as a use case where someone suggests something, I can't understand why in the motor industry lane assist would be a good thing, because you've now got the car steering itself or waking up the driver who should be awake, yeah, to allow this to be a safer car than a car that doesn't have lane assist. Now, the nodding dog, you know that video that I showed you at the beginning? This is what I see on a regular basis, where people are constantly looking down at the mobile phones. They're constantly doing this nodding dog thing. Do you see that? Comment below. And for those people looking at it in a strange way, I can see the benefits of lane assist, because whilst you're driving, you can keep nodding down and looking at your mobile phone, which is illegal. And you know, the car will warn you. The car will actually warn you that you're moving into the wrong lane and start correcting you and start steering the vehicle on your behalf. Was that the use case to support lane assist? Or was it a case where, as the new law is coming in, was it a case where 70-year-olds and over need to have an eye test and should be wearing spectacles to be able to drive so that they can see what they're doing? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's take a left here. What's your thoughts on this? Do you use lane assist? Do you find it useful? Or do you find it a bit unnerving? Yeah, the steering wheel is doing this. Yeah, not to that extent, but you understand what I mean. I'm going up the curb. No, it doesn't recognise it. Let's go to the other side. No, there's no input there. No. So on small country lanes like this, lane assist is irrelevant, I guess. But it's an interesting tool that I am not sure where it comes from. I was going to do some recording on the motorway as I tested this out. Let's let this guy go. As I tested it out yesterday on the motorway. And it's a bit unnerving, because as you move from lane to lane whilst you're overtaking, the steering actually tries to keep you in the lane that you're actually in, which I found a bit bizarre, even though I'd got my indicators on to say that I was moving that I was moving lanes. So you would have thought that the lane assist would be connected to the indicators to understand that you are moving a lane, and that the navigation system would be connected to the lane assist to understand that you're actually on a motorway, and the likelihood of moving from lane to lane to lane to lane to lane is high, and therefore the need for lane assist may be reduced if you're not using your indicator. I don't know, what do you think? You tell me. Do you use lane assist? Do you find it a benefit? And why do you find it a benefit when you're actually focusing on what's in front of you and you're driving correctly, rather than being distracted by whatever it is, and that you are moving into the lane that's not applicable to your direction, shall we say? I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I don't see this as a safety thing. I see this as almost someone came up with this lane assist idea, thought it was a good thing, but actually everybody turns it off, just like I can, because the settings regarding my vehicle and its safety functions can be enabled or disabled, and for those that are disabled in the settings of my car, I press this button here twice, and now everything's turned off. I don't get speed warnings, I don't get lane assist. It's just like a normal driving experience, because I'm focusing on the road. I don't know, you tell me. Here we are, this is where it all goes dark. Hopefully the camera will be okay. Here we go. This is a weird place, all this rock. Unbelievable. Could do with some lane assist up here. Wow. What do you think? Do you find lane assist annoying? Or do you find it useful? Is it me that's looking at this in the wrong way? I'm happy to be shot down. By the way, the Dacia Spring 65. Wonderful car. Wonderful car. Great price. This is my car. It's now got, let's have a look, just under 5,000 miles on it. And I got it on the 12th of March 2025. Absolute wonderful car. And but I know that it's not going to be that popular. Small cars like this now are just not popular anymore. You know, there's a difference between rich and wealth. You know, I keep on saying this. I would love to I can afford a Range Rover on PCP, but I won't own it, so I may as well have something cheap, and this fits the use case to which it was purchased for on PCP. So the bank owns it. Let's understand it. Anything that's on PCP, the bank owns, because it's just like a lease. It's a lease thing, yeah. If you're in America, it's just like a lease term, and it's absolutely brilliant. You know, I'm assuming that 90% of expensive vehicles on the road today are on a PCP agreement. So you don't own the car, but you do look rich, but you're not necessarily wealthy. This goes out to some of my friends in Qatar as well. You've got massive loans out in Qatar, and you've got your Range Rover, whereas normally over here you'd have just a normal car. Stop wasting your money over in Qatar on cars that you can't really afford. If you found this interesting, please do give it a like. If it means something to you, Please do subscribe for future content from the channel. Bankrupt will be growing very soon. I'm looking at a partner who will help the channel move in a controlled direction and allow me to bring content that is meaningful and appropriate to allow you to learn something from wherever. Tell me your thoughts on lane assist. Do you turn lane assist off? Do you find it a distraction when it starts grabbing the steering wheel? What's your thoughts on this? I'd love to know. I will respond. I know I'm struggling at responding with comments, but I'm very, very busy at work and on YouTube as well. I shall try to address that problem. Drive safely, and I'll see you soon. Thanks ever so much. Bye-bye.